get up on a Saturday after you do all your chores, get the house clean, and you're ready to come on out. There's gonna be food, local drinks, and then most importantly, we have an area for the kids. So if you're worried about what you're gonna do with the kids next weekend, you can get them dressed, bring them out with you. There's different games and activities that they can partake in, and then we also have vendors that are catering specifically to children as well.
Welcome to Pushing Your Peers podcast, the number one podcast in the region for living a progressive and happier life. On this episode, we're talking about all things made in the TCI as we celebrate its 4th annual trade show happening this Saturday, November 15th. This is a reminder that supporting local means strengthening home. From small businesses to creatives and entrepreneurs, Made in TCI is where our community comes together to celebrate island pride, talent, and innovation. So come out and show your support and experience the best of what's made in TCI. Don't forget to subscribe and tell me who you would like to see on the next episode. Sit back, relax, and let's get ready to push some peace. Welcome to Push the Peers podcast. Let's start off with the originators of Made in TCI. Miss Walker, this is the 4th time you've done this amazing trade show. Well, it's a bit of trade, it's a bit of talent, it's a bit of pitch please. It's a lot of things going on. So tell us, what's it like working with the vendors and putting together this amazing event?
It's, I must say, it's a great experience. It's it's my most favorite part of my job, actually. So, getting to work with the vendors, it's very rewarding, very exciting. All of the work that goes into the show just to make sure that each vendor gets the opportunity to display their goods, to display their talents. And Made in TCI, it's a great opportunity because it gives each vendor the opportunity, like I say, to display their goods, to connect with customers, and even to, just connect with other local entrepreneurs to um, hear what inspired them. So we're looking forward to this year's event, and to see what different products and services each vendor brings.
Question, I straying off a little bit. Y'all let's have this event November. Is it because y'all want people to get their Christmas presents at this event?
Okay, I guess you caught on to us. But yes, you can find some great buys there. Excellent Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, whatever. Thanksgiving also is around the corner. So, we have some of our vendors that offers, little discounts, little, sales. So, yeah, it's definitely a great opportunity to buy Christmas.
Amazing. Now let's pivot a bit. We're gonna talk to the vendors themselves now. One of the premier vendors, 'cause I don't think this is 4 years. I think she probably only missed one. This Daphne Rigby. Tell us about your
Never miss one.
never miss one, right?
Nah. I was there for all 4.
There you have. Now tell us about the visibility of your brand. How has this event helped your brand to grow throughout the 4 years?
Throughout the 4 years, the Made in TCI has made me grow not only like visibly, but also in the business in and of itself. Because when I started off just pitching the idea, just a simple tote bag and 2 hats. To see that now, after 4 years, I'm able to be a vendor and also participate in competitions such as the fashion show, it shows me that Made in TCI is evolving beyond what I could even imagine from even started from back all the way into 2022.
Thank you for sharing that. Now you would have won a competition last year, correct?
Yes, the fashion
Tell
show.
tell us about your preparation and I guess share some tips to persons who are entering this year's competitions.
Um, I would say the whole experience in and of itself was how could I word this? It's fantastic because throughout the 3 years before that, the 2 years before that, we never had that. like competition before. It was always either the pitch me or a singing competition or the poetry. So to see that Made in PCI selected that for each vendor to be able to showcase their products, that was fantastic, man. It showed that they're not only looking to see the products, but they want to see it be incorporated within society. So that was a great experience in of itself. And my advice to anyone for the competition this year is to just believe in yourself. That's the first step, and the rest is just up to God.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ms. Ricky, for sharing. I'm going to come back to you much later on the show. Now we're going to hear from the marketing brains behind this operation. Let me tell you, I ready to catch. If I was on another island, I was catching flights because those marketing campaigns have been A1. Chef Kiss. Chef Kiss. Congratulations for that. Miss Hall, from a marketing perspective, how are you ensuring that MID and TCI not only attracts attendees locally, but also positions the Turks and Caicos products and businesses for visibility on a regional and even global level?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for the compliment. I fully received. So this year, when I proposed it to them, I wanted to lean in heavily on creative content. And we've also launched the new TikTok platform because I wanted to expand the visibility not only within the Turks and Caicos region, but internationally. And that's the power with marketing and social media that you're able to reach an audience far greater than just at home. So I wanted to amplify that with the new branding, with the visuals, with the airport style, let people see the journey of them from the airport to Made in TCI. So by doing that, I have the vendors talking, especially in their local dialect, about their passion with their business because they're not only selling the products, but they're selling their story. And I wanted people to connect with that. So people all the way in the States, in the United Kingdom, sitting down home watching it is something that they gravitate towards because it's something unique, something that they have never seen before. So that was my whole mindset with it.
I got a question. So, if I was an American seeing this campaign and everything, and I come to the event, I get that stamp on my passport as well. That's natural. Maybe the
When you
TCI
come,
stuff.
when you come find out, you get even more than that.
Hey, I love. Hey, well, we know we like things. Oh, gas is out. We coming just for things. I can tell you. Now, I mean, behind every great event, we need somebody with experience. We need somebody who can lay the foundation and the logistics of this thing so that it flows smoothly. And nobody other than Carpe Events could do this. I mean, the track racket speaks for itself. You saw what that man do. I ain't gonna touch the other side this year. But you see, God, that shot. We ain't gonna touch that on the show. However, let's hear from Jajuan Harvey. Can you give us a peek behind the scenes of what it takes to organize an event of this caliber?
First, thank you, Leo. Thank you for the compliments. You sound like you could sell water, man, to a well.
Working on it.
Good job. But I mean, an event of this scale requires a lot of planning, respectable size budget. So shouts out to the government and the Department of Trade for seeing the need to invest in something like this, where you have an opportunity to help local businesses to be seen in a better light and help to give them more exposure. So I think it's money well spent. Outside of that, you see my phone is going off now. We still have some other stuff that we're working on for next week, but securing a venue, some of the early stages of planning is securing a decent venue. Then you get into your setup. That's your sound stage, barricades, security, entertainment. We try to do, once we figure out exactly which direction we're going, we narrow down to long lead items. Anything that's going to take us um, longer than necessary or longer than most things to procure or secure, we try to tackle those first. Um, A large portion of these events falls on the marketing team as well, trying to get people trying to get people on board and out to the event. Outside of that, it's it's a lot that goes into it. It's not just something that happens over a matter of days or weeks. The department has been putting planning into this for the past few months. Um, the marketing team has been working for the past 3 to 6 months. So it's going to be a 1 day event, but it's a whole production that takes place behind the scenes. And for myself, it makes my job easier when we have a team that when everybody works in unison. So the department, they've been great to work with. Shout out to Miss Walken and her team. The marketing team has been great. And I have a very reliable staff, and they're pretty used to things of this magnitude. So it's just hitting the ground running and try to produce event that everyone can.
Mr. Harvey, this ain't your first rodeo. What is your touch you're giving to this event? I don't know if you want to share it on the show, right? Or maybe you want it to be a surprise. I don't know. But I still should ask for my audience sake, what will be the touch you're giving to this year's event? I know Miss Hall got people ready to catch flights. So tell me.
I mean, with carpe events, our main ingredient is favor. We're a blessed company, and I find that we have the favor of God with everything that we participate in and everything that we do. So I'm looking for His favor going into this as well.
Amen.
Yeah, I think that's most important. And outside of that, everything will work out according to His will and plan. And even those things that we might see as obstacles or that don't quite go the way we may want them to, it all works out for our greater good. So
Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey. Now we're going to pivot back to the creators of this event. We had Miss Rigby talk about her fourth year. Miss Rigby ain't missing this. I tell you, she ain't missing. So I wanna find out, Miss Walker, how do you help vendors to stand out and prepare themselves to maximize their success at these events? Because clearly it's working for Miss Rigby.
Yes, we're thrilled to have Miss Rigby and her team every year. And, we encourage all of our we invite actually all of our returning vendors as well and our newcomers. But first of all, participation is free. So we don't charge anything. So we give vendors that space free of charge. Their booth is also pre-set up, so we have tables and chairs already prepared for them, and a tent. So, when they come, they will meet all of this already made. But what we do is, we also promote our vendors. So the minute Miss Hall came on board, she went running with it. So she started promoting right away with several of the vendors, So this created a lot of airtime for them, a lot of visibility, So these are the things that we do. So once we decide to start with our Made in TCI planning, our marketing, that is something that we hit the ground running with immediately.
Now you guys are doing a fantastic job, and it's working because you have a lot of returning vendors from what I've heard and what I understand.
Yeah.
So clearly this is working for locals, right? So kudos to you and the team. Now, Miss Rigby, I coming back to you. I could give you an opportunity to plug everything you need to plug in because you're the only vendor on the show, right? So this your time to shine. What can attendees expect from creatives this year? And how are you continuing to raise the bar when it comes to creativity and presentation? Unmute your mic. I got you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, this year Creative is bringing a lot of innovations towards this event in particular. To say raising the bar, I feel like we raise the bar every year because we're doing something not anyone does on a daily basis, and that's represent who we are and our culture here in Turks and Caicos. So we're bringing that with us, and hopefully that takes us beyond Turks and Caicos borders.
Well, I think the marketing executive making sure you go beyond the toss and Kegas because catching flights.
I'm already stamped. She caught us on the beach. I already stamped.
I see that. You always take out. But Ms. Rigby, tremendous job you continue to do. I see every year your product is getting better. I can put you on the spot. I waiting on my hoodie. All right, I can make you declare to the public.
After this meeting, I can DM you. I can DM you, and I need your size. I can make sure your hoodie there as soon as we come.
All right, say less, say less. Now, Miss Hall, thank you so much, Miss Rigby. Now, Miss
You're
Hall,
welcome.
right. All right. Now, Miss Hall, back to
Yes.
you. Mention social media throughout your early discussion with us, and you've been really beating it bad with this. Let me tell you, I am excited just watching these videos, and I want you to share with because there's other marketers watching this video, right? Who want to utilize what you've utilized, right? How does social media play a big role in today's events?
So it plays a big role in terms of the reach that social media is able to get that you won't be able to get face to face. And with social media, it's always there. It's there when you lay down, when you go home. It's there when you run to the bathroom during work hours. It's there when you intentionally go on there to look for something. Social media is there. It's and the videos are still gonna be up a year from now, so people can go back and revisit and remember what the marketing was like during the 2025 rollout. So it has been a huge part um played in the marketing role, especially when people come up to me and like, oh, I just saw that video. I can't wait for the next video to come out. And how y'all do that? How that setup was? And you get everything organized. And I was like, yeah, it took work, but it's fun. It's really, really fun. And that's another message I want to send to the marketers out there. To yes, you plan everything, but remember to have fun when you're on set because at the end of it, you want people to feel the emotion that you felt when you saw the idea and you wanted to bring it to life.
Now, I'm gonna dive deeper. Now, you ain't gotta leak your secrets, but we need songs. There's a master class, a short little master class we put in on right now. What strategies are you using to engage both the younger audience and the older audience, especially international buyers?
Mhm. So the strategies is a mixed marketing approach. It's both social media, it's both online and offline marketing. So the billboards that you see, the news articles, the long form contents, that's more with the generation who do appreciate that. I don't want to shout anyone out to offend anybody, but they'd like to sit down and see it. Some people aren't bothered with social media at all, so they probably won't see any ads online. So why not put it in newspaper? Why not put it on billboards for people to see when they're driving by?
Yes.
And the younger audience, they're on social media. They're actively looking just to find funny or relatable videos, and they see content that's from the soil and it's engaging and it's fun and it's not just sit down boring videos. It's exciting. There's graphics pop up on the screen. There's engaging and interesting conversation that comes from our local people. They gravitate towards it too, especially international people, because they want to see. Okay, Turks and Caicos has a beautiful beach, but what else is there? How are the people there? So that's part of the strategic mindset that I had to approach this event.
Thank you so much, Miss Hall. Mr. Harvey, Carpe Events. Like when I hear that name, when I hear Carpe and I hear locks and all these things, the expectation so. in, middle, and low. It's so, right? And Miss Hall and the team, well, we know Miss Rigby gonna be there. Like it's off what there. She ain't missing things. But you now, Miss Hall, with this amazing marketing strategy, is pulling in an international crowd. And now you got the logos. Logistically, again, you ain't got to share your strategies. It's up to you. I just trying to build my little master class right here. But what is going into the logistics of engaging both of those audience?
I think the main thing is being able to adapt and adjust. With an event like this, we have about 50 plus vendors. We have another five shareholders, stakeholders. So we're talking about, roughly 55 vendors and exhibitors. So with that, each team is probably going to have 2 to 3 people. So we're easy talking about, could be a couple of hundred people easily. That's just persons that's going to make up the event. When you take into our staff, security, so being able to manage something like that, where everyone has equal opportunity to succeed, it really takes some level of thought. Um, I'm up very, very early in the mornings, thinking and jotting stuff down. Sometimes I might message Miss Forbes way too early in the morning, but she always responds. Same thing with Miss Hall. I think I called her like Minister Six one morning. I didn't even realize the time. I just grabbed the phone because I was thinking about something and I just wanted to get it out of my head before I forgot. So I called her. She didn't answer. Then I checked the time. So I ended up sending her a WhatsApp, jokingly saying to her, "We got an event next week. This ain't no time to be sleeping." So she messaged me back like 30 minutes later. First of all, I'm not sleeping. I'm reading my Bible. So, so
I
that
was gonna see if you was gonna put that in there.
I gotta be honest. I have to be honest. So it's that level of dedication that goes into this type of event, and it's not just from my team. It takes that level of involvement and dedication from the Department of Trade, from our vendors, from our marketing team, as well as our support persons that's going to be taking part in the setup. You have sound, you have stage, you have the persons dealing with the tents, the tables. There's so many persons and so many companies and businesses involved. So we just need to be alert, and try not to drop the ball in any of those areas. So a lot of planning, a lot of writing things down, a lot of checking boxes, and as long as we stick to the plan, we should be okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey. Well, Mr. Harvey is an early boy. So for the rest of the team, 5 a.m., please set your alarms. This man gonna call you. But thank you so much, Mr. Harvey.
What Ox sent a message earlier this week asking what time would the vendors be able to set up. So I told him we're gonna allow them between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. So he laughed. He said, "You think people are gonna be out there from 6?" I don't know, but I mean, we're gonna make it available to those who want to have ample time to set themselves up and make sure that their team is ready to go. We'll be out there very early and ready to assist you guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey. Appreciate you sharing that. And Mr. Harvey, as you are well aware, is a serial entrepreneur. So I'm not surprised with him saying that he's up early because I know, like most serial entrepreneurs, you barely sleep. You almost walk 18 hours a day, right? So I'm not surprised about that. But it's been great having you guys on. I love the energy I'm getting. I already got my things promised to me by creatives, and Miss Walker got a sleep in them goodie bags to me as well. And I told him, boy, I come to tote the things. Yeah, right? So thank you guys so much for coming on, but we're not done yet. You wouldn't be a guest or pushing your peers podcast if you didn't get to push your peers. So any
Can I plug one more thing in there before we close out?
sure.
All right. I just want to say to the families, because we have something to cater to everyone. So you get up on a Saturday after you do all your chores, get the house clean, and you're ready to come on out. There's gonna be food, local drinks, And then most importantly, we have an area for the kids. So if you're worried about what you're going to do with the kids next weekend, you can get them dressed, bring them out with you. There's different games and activities that they can partake in. And then we also have vendors that are catering specifically to children as well. So it's something to do for everyone. And then we're going to have the Tux Head Brewery Lounge out there as well. So those of you that normally hang out at the brewery on a Saturday, the brewery has partnered with us to have some of you guys come on down and you can spend the day right there at the Grace Bay Market in the Tux.
Man, this sounds good. This sounds very good, Mr. Harvey. Thanks for sharing that. The Talks Brewery team, I know they gonna be there. They gonna be there for sure. So thank you for so much for sharing that. Now we're gonna push some peers, right? We're gonna push the peers that's helped you guys get to this stage right now. Any words that begins with the letter P, could be one word, multiple words, that has helped you to get to this stage of the journey. You have the floor now to push your peers. I'll start with you, Miss Rigby. And this ain't your first rodeo, Miss Rigby. You've been on pushing your peers already.
My pushing piece is progression and purpose. You know, as long as you're having progress in your journey, just know that there will always be an outcome. So progression and purpose. And my purpose is to put Tracy and Campus on the map and also our culture. So that's my pushing piece today.
Thanks, Miss Rigby. Miss Walker, you say you never hear about pushing your peers podcast. So we be making history tonight. First time hearing about it and first time pushing your peers. You have the floor.
Yeah. I would definitely say positivity. Um, you know, through whatever it is, that you're going through, it's just important to remain positive. Even when in preparing for Made in TCI, sometimes there may be little bumps along the way, but we we still remain positive, you know. So I would say positivity and perseverance as well.
Amazing. I love your peers. Mr. Happy.
Me, my number one P will always be prayer.
Man.
Number two, praise. Number three would be patience. I feel like once you pray about it, you start praising in advance. Faith allows you to see things before they happen. And then you just have the patience to allow God to work in his time. So that would be my three P's: prayer, praise, and patience.
Me tell you, Mr. Harvey exemplifies those real toxicators island homes back in the day. You know, when you go church 3, 4 times out the week, this man been talking about prayer and God and everything on it. Let me tell you, that's a real TI man on the show. I can tell you from now. But thank you so much.
And when you've been as favored as I am, every time you have the opportunity, you got to remember who has given it to you. So
Yeah,
that's
Amen, Mr. Harvey. I admire that. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you for pushing your peers. I had to save the marketer for last, the person who's doing a great job. Miss Hall.
So I'm pushing promise, and it's God's promise. This is a promise that He, when He had initially gave me this idea to market this event, He promised that it will be relatable to people, to audiences. People would be able to understand what it is. And so far from it, so far from what you're saying, what other people are saying, the promise has been kept. So I'm pushing promise.
Promise, man. Promise, Cap.
Mhm.
Oh man, what a great episode this has been. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We ain't done yet. I gotta push a P, man. I don't usually do this, but it's only right. It's only right because this made in TCI. This for us. Got my big TCI show. See, boy, TCI unity. We gotta come together, right? So my P I'm pushing is pitch to the people. Why? They should participate or attend. This is each one of you. You all have to pitch. Don't make it too drawn out. This social media. But pitch to the people and tell them why they should be out there next weekend. Well, this weekend, because this is airing this week. This weekend. I'll start with Miss Walking.
Come out November 15th, Saturday at the Grace Bay Marketplace. Come get your Christmas gift, come get your birthday gifts, whatever it is. There's going to be an array of products, services, anything you could think of that is made in Turks and Caicos. So come out and support. Support local. Support. We need your support.
Thank you, Miss Walking. Miss Hall.
On a Saturday in Turks and Caicos, what better to do than to go in your pocket and say, here, my brother or sister that I grew up with in the soil, this for your business. Give me one of your products. Let me support your business. Because I see you, I see what you're doing, and you need to go further than the soil. So come on Saturday, support locals, and enjoy.
Thank you, Miss Hall. I convinced now. Mr. Harvey.
I would piggyback on what Miss Hall has said, and Miss Walken. There's going to be a little bit of something for everyone, as I mentioned before, from the kids to the adults. And like I said, there's over 50 plus vendors. Somebody out there is your good cousin. Somebody. So so grab Sean and your other good cousin and come on down there and support the rest of your other good cousins. It's we need to have support for these type of events if they're going to continue. And as well as your fellow man. Help them. They're trying something, they're branching out on different business ventures. Support them. I think that would be my pitch.
Well said, Mr. Harvey. Thank you so much. Mr. Rigby.
Well, my pitch is I hope the whole Turks and Caicos come on and see this because I'll be pitching an idea that's going to be first in the Caribbean and it's going to be coming out of Turks and Caicos. So come out and see this.
Looking forward to that, Miss Rigby. We talk about innovation, and I'm looking forward to hear this innovative idea you have. Thank you so much, and thanks everyone for being on Pushing Your Peace podcast. This has been a fantastic episode, and Made in TCI is this weekend. Christmas. And I know Thanksgiving more for food, but I'm pretty sure they got seasonings and little cakes and things out there for you all to toast to for Thanksgiving, right? So y'all can get your Thanksgiving things, your Christmas things, your Easter things, whatever. They got it down there. And not only that, international travelers, your passport will be stamped, and with the marketing coordinator said, you got all the things out there as well for you, waiting for you, little goodie bags or whatever. I can't say too much. You got to show up. And as Mr. Harvey said, they could be out there from 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So if y'all want to line up and things, no problem. Be ready for you all. Anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure. I will meet you at Made in TCI this Saturday. And of course, this is Pushing Your Peace podcast, and I'll see you next week.